All right, everyone, and for project number one, I'm going to be recycling this old DIY. This is a tray that I did around Christmas time with this buffalo check center. And then I also have this faux ribbon, this faux leather ribbon from Dollar Tree. The first thing I'm going to do is remove that vinyl that I stuck down in the center. This is Dollar Tree's vinyl, and it's removable. And as you can see, it works. It's definitely removable. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean this up and get this ready to go outside and to spray paint this one. Now, I am fortunate because right now we are in the mid 60s in Atlanta, and I can actually get outside and spray paint some stuff. So I am going to spray paint this down and just give it 2 coats of my matte black spray paint from Rust-Oleum. This is a spray paint that I really like to use, and I actually found that you can get a pretty good deal on it when you buy it in bulk on Amazon. This is kind of one of my staple colors. I always have this color on hand. I tend to use this color a lot for a lot of different projects, so I do just go ahead and buy it in bulk. Now, it doesn't look like it from the footage that you're seeing, but I did actually give this 2 coats. I let the first coat dry, and then I went outside and just spray painted it 1 additional time with that Rust-Oleum paint. Now, I'm going to be using this faux leather ribbon, and I'm also going to be using that super glue tape that you see. Then I also have those stick-on gemstones, and the idea here is that I am going to be putting this ribbon on each corner of the tray. Now, to do that, I want to make sure that I have 6 inches of ribbon on each side of the tray. Now, the length is totally up to you. I really like the way that the 6 inches worked. And so I'm just going to go ahead and take my ribbon, and I am going to measure out 6 inches for 4 pieces. And to do that, all I'm doing is just lining up my ruler here. I'm going to take my Sharpie pen. I did flip the ribbon upside down though, just so you know. And I am going to just mark where I'm going to be cutting this. This first one, I was probably a little aggressive with the line. You could really just do a tick mark if you want, totally up to you. Just make sure that when you cut this, you do cut on that line. And now I'm gonna go ahead and take my super glue tape and just also measure out a piece of the tape that is the same length as the ribbon. What's so great about this super glue tape, which I did pick up at Dollar Tree, by the way, is that you can trim this up really, really easy, and it is also double-sided. So as you can see right now on those 4 pieces, I've got my super glue tape ready to go. And I am just going to be peeling away that backing. Now, I want to make sure that this is going to be the perfect size, and I want the crease to be perfect. So what I'm also going to be doing is measuring down to the halfway point of this. That way I can mark where I need to fold this and then stick it to each corner. So by marking this, it really gives me a good idea of where I need to fold each one of my ribbons. That way, when it fits on the corner of my tray, it's evenly spread out, and the length is even across each one of the corners. So hopefully that's making sense. All I'm doing here is just lining up those pieces that I've got ready to go with that super glue tape, and I am just marking where that kind of halfway point is, and then I am going to start folding these and creasing them. That way, when I pull the backing off of the back of the super glue tape, I know exactly where it's supposed to go. I really love working with the super glue products, and I actually am using a lot of super glue products in today's video, which I did pick up from Dollar Tree. Now, as you can see here, I've gone through and I've put my tape on all 4 sides, or my ribbon, but it's not done yet. Now, I want to give this the effect of nail heads, and that this has some, really cool nail heads on it. And I had these gemstones that are fabric glue gemstones, and I thought that these would be perfect. Now, if you had those flat thumbtacks, that would be perfect. I looked all over the place at Dollar Tree for them, could not find them anywhere, and of course, I'm sure I'll find them when I go into Dollar Tree the next time. I just super glued all 4 of those gemstones, or 2 gemstones on each ribbon, all the way around. And as you can see, this is what the tray looks like when it's done. I love this. It looks So high-end. I think this is super gorgeous. I'm so happy with the way this turned out, but what I really like about it is how it looks when it is staged. This is going to be fantastic on my coffee table. I love everything about this, and I hope that you will love it as much as I do. All right, everyone, and for the next project, I've got these 3 cardboard rings. These came with a cookware set that my mom got me for Christmas. And when I saw them, I didn't want to throw them away. I knew I could figure out something to do with them. And I started kind of playing around with them and realized that all of the rings would fit together kind of like an orb. And if you've been to like Home Goods or Kirkland's or At Home or any of those types of stores, these little orbs can be very, very expensive. And so I fit it together. I didn't even have to super glue or use anything for, and I took it outside and I'm using this copper spray paint. Now, I do think that if you're going to be spray painting, especially cardboard, having a metallic spray paint does really help a lot because it gives it a different look. It really elevates the look. It gives it a polished look. If you use like a flat spray paint of some kind, I think that it would really kind of highlight the fact that it's cardboard. You'd see the texture maybe even. So if you didn't want to go with a metallic, maybe you wanted to do these like black, for example, I would recommend that you use a gloss spray paint just to really take away from that, the fact that it's cardboard. And then after it's, dried on the one side, I kind of rolled it around and just kind of spray painted it again, kind of working in and out of those cardboard pieces. And when it's done, this is what it looks like. I think that it is super, super gorgeous. And again, when you pair it with that gorgeous tray that I made earlier and some books and a plant, it really creates a cool impact on the coffee table. And I am so, so happy with it. All right, you guys, if you know me, then you know the word believe is super important in my life. I picked this up at Crafty Square. It was $3. I even have a tattoo that says believe on my arm. And I really wanted to incorporate this into my decor. Now, you know that navy is my favorite color. However, I've got a lot of navy accents, and green also goes really well with navy. So I simply just took this outside. I spray painted it with this gorgeous hunter green color, and bam, I've got a gorgeous piece of decor that I can put in an office. I can put this in my living room. I can put this in my bedroom. It could be in the bathroom or the kitchen. It really could go anywhere, and I love the way that this looks, especially as it's set up here with that plant and with the wood behind. I have a lot of wood, I have a lot of texture, and I have a lot of plants inside, and I'm really, really happy with the way this one turned out. It was so easy. All right, everyone, and that next project, these 2 wood cubes came from Crafty Square. Then I have these wood candle holders that I picked up. I believe these either came from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And I am going to make some very simple candle stands. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, which is probably the hardest thing of ever, is remove these darn stickers from the Dollar Tree. I will say that these stickers usually come off the Crafty Square stuff pretty easily. I think they're finally listening to us. Now, for the wood grains, if you are going to stain this, I would recommend that you make sure that your wood grains are kind of going the same way. However, for mine, I'm actually not going to be using wood stain or my favorite antique wax from Waverly. Believe it or not, I'm actually going to be using my next favorite thing, which is paint. I'm going to be using the chalk paint from Waverly in the color ink to paint these up. But before I do that, I do need to use some super glue because I am going to glue these wood candlesticks on top of here. Now, the idea here is to just put a generous amount of glue in the center, but not so much that it's going to seep out. And even if it does seep out, you can sand it off really, really easily. The other great thing about this is that you can actually paint over top of it, where if you're using a stain or a wax, you can't always get within or under that glue. So sometimes that creates a problem. The great thing about using super glue is that you can sand it off really, really easily, and you can easily even paint on top of it. So Again, I'm just kind of placing these down. I'm going to put the cap on my glue here before, that way I can just set that down and know that I'm not going to have any leakage or anything. And then again, just bringing out that Waverly ink chalk paint, which I do love working with. And I am just going to give everything a super generous coat of my ink paint. Now I am going to do all sides of my candle holders here, and I'm going to completely cover them in this black ink chalk paint. Now, again, this could be such a great look for farmhouse if you painted these white and then distressed them. You could paint these, red, you could paint them pink, you can paint them any color you want, but I think painting them black really gives these a very kind of high-end modern look. And for kind of the grouping that I'm doing today with these kind of high-end DIYs, I really love the way that these looked when it was all done. So after I ended up painting everything, I did take my heat gun to it just to kind of speed up that process, because I hate waiting for paint to dry. It's kind of like watching water boil for me. And again, I am just using my heat gun and just going to go ahead and get all of that chalk paint dry. And then when these are all done, this is what they look like. I am so happy with these. I think that they're absolutely beautiful exactly the way they are. However, if you pair them up, put them on a tiered tray or a coffee table tray like the one that I made in the first DIY in this video, you've got a very cohesive and very beautiful set that I am so happy with. And if you didn't feel comfortable putting the regular candles in this, by all means use those battery operated candles that you can. I'm going to take 9 of these Dollar Tree wood planks. I'm also going to grab 2 of these larger rectangular wood planks. I grabbed all of these in the Crafter Square section. And by the way, we are now going to go ahead and remove these stickers. Now, for the most part, these stickers do come off fairly easy from these Crafter Square wood pieces. However, these pieces tend to have one side that is a little rougher than the other, and the price tag shows it. So just go ahead and take your heat gun, heat that up just a little bit, and you can peel all of those stickers off really, really easily. So now that I've got all of those price stickers out, we are going to start with our brad nailer. Now, this nailer is fantastic. I actually picked this up on Amazon, and it's kind of like a high-powered staple gun, I guess is the best way to use it. Mine uses up to 1.5-inch brad nails, and I really, really do like it, and it is perfect for doing projects like this. Now, these wood pieces are a little thin, so you certainly want to take your time, and you want to line all of those pieces up, and you want to make sure that you've got your brad nailer in the right place. As you can see, I've already removed a couple brad nails from some previous attempts to get this all together. Now, once you've got your 2 side pieces and your bottom done, then you're going to do the left and the right side of your crate. And once again, you're just going to take those pieces of wood, you're going to set it between the 2 kind of end pieces that you've got there, and you are going to start using that brad nailer, and you are going to be building yourself a crate. Now, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, this is a perfect time for you to do that. Please consider subscribing and also give me a like. That helps my channel out so much, and I definitely appreciate it. Now I'm going to take my crate outside, and we're going to spray paint it with my flat black Rust-Oleum paint. I wanted this crate to have just a very kind of cool industrial look. I think this would be amazing if you painted it white, but I love the way it turned out for my book storage. Now for this next DIY, we're going to be using these frames from Dollar Tree, and I thought that these frames would be absolutely perfect for this artwork that I picked up when I was at a local craft festival. In Hapeville, Georgia, we have something called a free art festival, and it happens, I think, once a month, and I was able to get these pieces for absolutely free. I loved them, and I thought that they would absolutely be perfect in my bathroom because they've got those hints of blue and black and all of the other colors that I have in my bathroom, and these free-floating frames are going to be perfect. By the way, check out Leonvano Interiors. I'm going to put her Instagram on the screen. Definitely check her out. She's got some amazing art pieces, and again, these were absolutely free, so I am doing this whole setup for $2.50. All you're going to do is just replace the artwork in the middle. I'm using that piece of paper that was in the middle there as my guide, and I'm just going to set my art pieces in there. We're going to go ahead and snap everything back in, and boom, you've got a very cool, very unique, extremely personalized piece of artwork that is set up for my bathroom, and I absolutely love these. While in the home decor section at Dollar Tree, I stumbled upon these very cool kind of macrame hangers. They kind of looked incomplete, and I thought that they were actually pretty fun, and I figured I could definitely do something with them. I grabbed an extra wood plank while I was at Dollar Tree, and I'm so glad that I did, because I'm just going to cut this in half to where it's going to give me two pieces. One I will use to kind of help drill holes in my piece of wood. That way I don't go through my work surface like I have done already at least once or twice. You can kind of see the holes there. And after drilling through there, I don't know what happened to the footage, I went ahead and fed my macrame cording or my twine cording through each one of those holes, giving me 2 pieces of twine or 2 pieces of cording per hole. So there's a total of 8 pieces. Hopefully that makes sense. Now I'm going to take some wood beads, and all I'm going to do is just try and thread them onto that thread or that string or that macrame cording. Now what I do is I take some hot glue and I just kind of bind those edges together, almost twisting it and creating kind of like a needle effect. That way I can now thread my bead a lot easier. Now once I've done this on all 4 pieces of those strings, I have got a very cool shelf, and it's being held on by those beads. Now all I have to do is just add some twine or add some, I don't know why I said twine, add my favorite knickknack, and you've got the cutest shelf ever. All right, you guys, for this next DIY, believe it or not, I did not want these to be blue. I found these very cool pen and pencil holders, and I thought that they would be great if they were actually joined together. That way it would look a little more solid, and it would be something that I could use on my desk. So I'm going to take some super glue, and I'm actually going to just add this in the kind of on the lip area there, because we're going to want to glue these together, and they're not exactly flat surfaces. Now they took them outside, spray painted them with 2 coats of my Rust-Oleum flat matte black paint, and boom, you've got the cutest little office caddy. It can hold all kinds of tape and knickknacks, and definitely lots of pens and pencils. All of these supplies are from Dollar Tree, and they hold really, really perfectly. They're a great size. Everything is nice and deep, and I really am happy with the way that these turned out. And yes, for once I did something that was not in blue. If you really dig around Dollar Tree, you can find all kinds of things like these mirrors that are already done for you. You could certainly decorate these up and do different things with them, but I just simply hung them on the wall in my living room. I really love the way that these look. I love the colors. I love the shape. I love the sizes. But Dollar Tree also has a plus section, and I found these 2 items in my plus section. This pineapple was only $3, and I thought that it would be absolutely perfect as a good pop of color. And then I loved this globe. It is heavy. It was only $3 as well, and I simply put these in my craft room. Now, for the pineapple, I'm just going to put it on my bookshelf next to my picture of Mr. Otis that my sister painted. I absolutely love this so much. And then for that globe, it's super versatile. I've got it next to my old camera up on the bookshelf again, and I love the way this turned out as well. Now, the other items that I snagged at Dollar Tree that I'm actually not going to be doing any DIYs to are these wall pocket hanging planters. Now, I thought that these were fantastic, and they do have a hole on the back that you can hang these up. They're made out of ceramic. They have this gorgeous glossy black color, and they're going to be perfect for succulents.